Android, you can't do it from your camera phone. Open Google and do it from the Google Lens, and that should do it the same as if you're on an iPhone. All right, Monty, are we good?
All good.
All right. You got the phone and everything set up? Is that with Delaney?
She's here.
I'm here.
Where you at? Where you at?
I'm here. I got it.
Oh, in the back.
She's hiding in the back. Delaney listened to me, and she got something to eat before we got started. All right. I don't know what's going on with this TV. Monty will work on that for us. But we've got this one up here, so we'll go ahead and get started. So we want to welcome you to our Lake County Eustis chapter of 1 Million Cups. If you need Wi-Fi, there's the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi name is Mega Guest, and the password is Mega Eustis with the M and the E capitalized. So, as we get started, just a couple things as a reminder. If we can, we want to mute our cell phones, and we want to keep our side conversations to a minimum because we want to give our great presenter our full attention as she goes through her presentation today. And then also, we are live on Facebook, as we just said. Facebook is always a good reminder. This is always a good reminder. If you know people, I've talked to quite a few this morning that said, hey, I've heard about this. I just haven't been able to make it yet. They made it today, but if they can't, tell them to join on Facebook. They can watch live. Delaney monitors our Facebook Live, so they can join in with any questions, responses, anything. Our goal with the Facebook and the live users and watchers is we want them to feel like they are as much a part of the meeting as everybody that is in person is as well. And then our hope is that they like it so much, they go from the live feed to in person. And then lastly, bathrooms up here to my left. It's my left and your right is the women's, and behind me is the men's. So we want to thank our host, the Mega Workplace. Within one building, you have 1 Million Cups. This is where you bring business ideas to start with, and we'll go into that in more detail. Downstairs, we have John Doranus and the SBDC. He's going to help you formulate a business plan and get your business up and running. We have the UCF Incubator. They're going to help continue that business growth as you move forward. And then we also have LEAD, who has multiple programs, and their whole goal is economic development and helping businesses be successful. So within one building under one roof, you have everything you need, or someone that you know what they need to be and run a successful business. So, Pam, if you could stand up for a minute. I don't see George this morning. We just want to thank Pam for everything that the Mega Workplace.
Well, thank you guys for coming this morning. We really appreciate it. This building's vision, George's vision was to create an economic hub for the community, something where we could just start on the ground floor and just keep scaling and scaling your businesses and get the help that all of our businesses need and the support. So we're so excited to see the community come together and see all the different faces and people coming and helping one another. It's pretty impressive. So Mega Workplace offers, I'm not being yelled. So Mega Workplace, we have all different tiers for your businesses, but like Jim was saying, SBDC is here, LEAD. All of this would not be possible without LEAD support. They brought 1 Million Cups to the area, and with UCF Incubator Program, so welcome, and please use everything that you can here. Take advantage of it.
All right, thank you, Pam. And going on. There we go. We want to thank our sponsors. Our coffee sponsor has been from the beginning and ongoing Foxtail Coffees. I always like to say, if you are out in the community after the meeting today, during the week, if you're meeting with someone, try and schedule it at Foxtail just to say thank you for what they've done for us. Again, they are the coffee sponsors, going forward. They don't have to say, hey, we're going to finish this quarter. It's going forward. So we just want to give back to the community, give back to Foxtail and show the appreciation that they have in supporting the program as well. And then for our donuts, all the goodies that you see, our pastry sponsors are Brittany and Brandy from EXP. Girls, if you would stand up, please. Jessica, we want to thank you for what you do. They're the ones they are sponsoring through the quarter, and then Latona is going to sponsor the third quarter, And we are opening up the donut sponsors by quarter, so we have an opening for the fourth quarter. If anybody was interested, talk to one of us with an orange name tag or Monty with a blue shirt. All right, so. What?
Sometimes I change shirts.
Not anymore. What is 1MC? I know we've got some new people. So, 1MC, 1 million cups. It is presentations and not pitches. Your presenter is not going to come up here and try to pitch you or sell you, try to fundraise or raise money to run their business, and we'll go in a little bit more what the presentations are about. But this is what we try to make as a safe space. It is connections and not networking. You know, there's a lot of great organized networking groups. BNI is one that I was part of for 17 plus years. Absolutely great program. Our chapter president for Golden Triangle, Pat Headley, is here with us today. Great organization. But we don't want the networking here because sometimes in an unorganized networking program, people can feel a little bit uncomfortable. We want this to be a comfortable space. We want connections to happen. We want business to happen, but we want it to happen naturally and organically, and this is where it will happen. So, next up, if I can get the slide. Oh, there it is. First timers, ladies, are you ready on the mics? Who is here for the first time? If you would please stand up. So we're going to ask you, so we can keep everything in a timely manner, to give just your name and your business name. So we'll start over here.
My name is Danny Ruby, and I'm the owner of Armored Up Health and Fitness, located here in Houston.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Good morning, my name is Tasha Rotirius. I'm with Hanson Real Estate Group, formerly Packard Hanson Real Estate Group.
Good morning, I'm John Brownfield. I'm the branch manager for Regis Planning in Mount Laura.
Good morning, my name is Margie Valentine. My business name is Margie's Oasis. Elder care, tree service also.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, I'm Elizabeth Katachik with Harmony Real Estate and Transaction Coordinating in Long County, Cecily.
Welcome. Over here.
Hi, my name is Cherise Kismer. I'm here with Summit Broadband. Accompanying my partner Lucas from Orlando. We serve this market broadband services for businesses and residential.
All right, in the back.
Good morning, my name is Jennifer Didier. I'm a bank representative for United Southern Bank at the Eustis location.
All right, welcome. And last one, I believe.
Hi, I'm Lori Johnson. I am the branch manager of the United Southern Bank in the Lakewood branch.
All right, no, we got one more. Josie, stand up.
Hi, my name is Josie and I'm the new lead intern.
Well done. And let's everybody get down. All right. So, in the middle of today's meeting, well, actually, we only have one presenter. So after the presentation, we're going to do a giveaway for some of the items up here at the table. If you have not put a business card in there, Latona's going to bring it around. Make sure you put a business card in there so we can get a winner by the end of the meeting. So, who is eligible to present? So, as we talked about at the beginning, if you have a business idea or a business concept, something that you just thought about, before putting a lot of time and effort and money into this for something potentially that may not move forward, this is where you want to present. We've had 2 or 3 of these, I think, to this point, where they had a concept and they wanted to get the community's thought on this of how they thought this would work in the marketplace. This is where you can find it out. And sometimes, you know, the best advice might be that they don't think it's going to be a viable product, but that's okay, because then you know you're not going to spend months and lots of time and effort and money into something that may not succeed. If you're a newer business, 1 to 5 years, we want to see you up here. This is where you bring what we like to call our what keeps you up at night challenges. So in a newer business, businesses succeed the highest percentage after 5 years. The biggest percentage where they have challenges is in those first 5 years. This is the safe space. This is where we want to bring the challenge so you can get the feedback from the community. You know, we talk about it a lot. This is a true community effort that everybody here is just here on their own to help the presenter and overcome those challenges. And then, you know, we want to keep our established businesses involved as well. So if you're an established business, but you're looking to expand, if you want to start a new leg of your business and you're not sure how, we've got businesses that come every week that have gone through that, they know some of the growing pains. This is where you're going to present as well. So you can take that next step and expand your business. And again, with the support, we can make that happen. So, there we go. So we want you to stay connected. So these are all the ways that you can stay connected. First and foremost, let's go to the website, Lake County/Eustis, 1MC. Follow the page, you'll get updates, and you'll be able to see upcoming presenters. If you want to present, click on the present tab. If you want to join us as an organizer, click on the organize tab, and we'll get you signed up, and we will get you helping out and presenting at upcoming meetings. You have the lead website, you have Facebook, we have YouTube. Any way that you can stay connected, you can connect through one of these. And then lastly, ladies, you ready on the mics? We're going to start with a question of the day. So, what's one bold decision you've made in your entrepreneurial career or journey that, in hindsight, turned out to be a pivotal moment in your business or your career? Good one. Good one. Who thought of that? Joseph?
That's too deep.
Yeah, that's been one of the better ones. So I don't see a lot of hands going up. So I guess I don't know if it was one that I did. We got Jeremy in the back. Hands are going up. But I'm going to go. I got the lead.
For a second.
My old boss told me it's never personal. And from that day on, I learned work and employees, it's never personal. So I've carried that with me now for probably 35 to 38 years, and I still remember that. Jerry?
I think the most recent one was I had a partner in a business, and I came to the realization that we had taken it as far as we could together, and that one of us needed to step away. And that was a difficult process, but it was a necessary one.
Jeremy?
Investing in a business coach and training for myself as the owner. Sometimes it's difficult to spend that money because it's not inexpensive to get a good coach. However, cutting off 20 years of hard knocks learning experience is invaluable.
And anybody that's been coaching, have you ever noticed if you have a business coach, they also have a business coach?
Yeah.
I think that's great because you can never stop learning and improving. Wendy?
Mine is hiring a former coworker that I worked with 20 years ago. So you never know who you might need in your business. Think back to all your people in your network because some of those coworkers might be invaluable to partner back up with them again.
Todd?
So in a previous life, I worked for a company and I missed all of my kids' stuff. And now I work for myself. And Monday was baseball practice for my 3-year-old. Today is graduation for my 7-year-old. And I get to go to all the things. So stepping out, taking a leap, and working for myself would be the biggest jump that take off.
Mine is simple. I like my job. So I could have the energy and the time to go after what I want.
All right, one more, Delaney.
A lot of you heard this when I just presented, but for those who are new in the room, my bold decision, I believe, came when I started, actually, because my husband and I own a junk removal company, and we said, well, we're going to need a truck, and he says, well, we shouldn't start until we have a truck. So I think that the boldness came in my form of saying, we don't wait until we have a truck, we just do what we can now until we get a truck. So that came in the very beginning. So just know that pivotal moments can happen in your mindset in the very beginning too.
I would say taking a bold shift to switch industries, so family business.
I don't think your mic's on.
I would say pivoting as being adaptive and resilient as a business. But for me, I pivoted a full 180 and shifted completely out of the family business from being a restaurateur into something more macro, as I'll let the automation and staffing merge, figure it out, and maybe I'll jump back in later. but don't be afraid to learn, as Jim said, and reflect that in your business decisions, and don't always stick to what works because it may not work for tomorrow. An example is it took Airport 68 years to get 50 million users. It took Pokemon Go 19 days to do that back in 2019.
So never stop learning. All right, so our presentation today, the way for future presenters. So the way the presentation will work is you're gonna do roughly a 6-minute presentation. We don't cut you off in 6 minutes because we want to give you the full time. I guess this isn't working, so I can do that. So we want to give you the full time to go ahead and get your presentation time in. And then we're going to do roughly about 20 minutes of feedback. And the one thing that I remind people as you do the presentations, if you run 8, 10, 12 minutes, it's going to cut into your response time. So we do try to work with you to keep that in that 6-minute range. But again, we're not going to cut you off. We want you to get your story in. So Monty, if you can go get Melissa's presentation queued up. So our presentation today, it's built in, all right, perfect, is going to be with Melissa McCaffey from Craft & Scent Bar. So let's welcome Melissa.
Last sign, but that must have been either new pronouns or AI. It's she, not he'll, it's she'll be presenting today. So I am Melissa McCaffey with Craft & Scent Bar. So how many of you in here have heard of Craft & Scent Bar before? Okay, keep your hands up. How many people know where Craft & Scent Bar is? Okay, keep your hands up. How many people have been to a class at Craft & Scent Bar? Okay, there you go. So before I even get started, my ask is going to be, how do I get more people into the shop? How do I get more people booking classes? How do I get my name out there more? I just need more exposure. I have a great product. People love it. I've got a ton of 5-star reviews. It's a great place to be. So my ask is just to get some information and feedback on how I can get more people in the door. So, all right, I'm not used to a clicker. All right, so my why do I do what I do? That's it right there. I'm gonna get emotional in the first minute, oh my gosh. So I have 2 beautiful grown children. They're both married, they both have amazing spouses. My daughter just got married. My son's gonna be a grandmother. So I'm gonna be a grandmother for the first time, and that's another ask for another day on what my grandmother name should be. So everybody has good ideas. I don't know if she's or me, but I gotta find something soon. And then the biggest picture up there is my mom. She's my best friend, she's my biggest supporter, and she's the best bar back in Lake County. If you come to any of my classes, 9 times out of 10 she's going to be there helping me, and I don't know what I would do without her. So that's why I do what I do. Oh, so the problem. Why did I start Craft & Scent Bar? I was working for a big bank, and back when the pandemic hit, of course, we were all pulled off the road for what was supposed to be 2 weeks, and then it turned into 2 months, and then it was almost 2 years. And I'm a people person, and I needed people, and it was just not good for my spirit to not do that. So I had this idea for Craft & Scent Bar, and this little voice, still small voice, kept telling me, you've got to start that business because you need to get out of the house, and so do other people. So Craft & Scent Bar was born. So what is Craft & Scent Bar? Craft & Scent Bar is a place where you can come in, date nights, girls' nights, come in with your friends, make candles. So we've got 60 different scents that you can choose from. You can mix and match different scents and create your own signature scent. You can then put that into candles, wax melts, reed diffusers, all kinds of things, hand sanitizers. It's a unique, immersive sensory experience. You create personalized scents, like I said. We also do perfumes, all kinds of stuff like that. Date night, girls' nights. I have so many pictures of people. I wish I could have like 20 minutes up here and just show you all the smiles and faces and connections. And I was just talking to Margie. Matter of fact, that the one in the bottom corner, those 2 couples, they did not know each other. They came in not knowing each other, and they were exchanging numbers before they left. So it's a really special place. So this was a slide that I just left in because I was gonna just kind of talk to you guys, but I thought, you know what? I'll leave this in. So I went over, we do scent excursions at our brick and mortar, but I also do mobile events for larger groups. So Todd was telling me that his mother doesn't want to, she wants to come, but she's got 18 people. So I only seat 12 at my shop. It's a tiny space. But I do go off-site. So I have, I do off-site events. I just did one at Lifewood Church for about 60 ladies, so I can take my stuff and do mobile. Once you do your signature scent, you can use it in candles, wax melts, tree diffusers. I also have car diffusers, which are huge, very, very popular. Our experience, it's an experience, but they get to take home a product, which is, you know, sometimes you get to take home maybe a painting with a twist kind of product, maybe not going to use it, definitely going to use the candles. One thing I always mention in my classes, the scents that I use are phthalate-free, which is an endocrine disruptor. I recently did a TEDx Eustace talk. There's going to be a QR code at the end that you guys can scan it and you guys can check out my talk. It talks all about, you know, the untapped power of our sense of smell and how I don't use those new products in my candles. So my business model right now, it's kind of a hybrid because it's not typical. You know, I'm a retailer, I manufacture, so I do some wholesale products as well. And then service. My tagline is it's not just product, it's an experience. And we focus on customer relationships. And the key partnerships, I do collaborate with a lot of local people. I set up at local restaurants to do bigger events. I have different vendors that we do collaboration, so I'll do kind of group classes where we do flowers and candles, things like that. So, that's my ask. I mean, how can I get more exposure for my shop, off-site classes, and scentscaping? I didn't go over scentscaping. So scentscaping is where I have an additional 50 cents in addition to what I've got in the, you know, for regular classes, we've got about 60 cents to pick from. And brides and businesses can come in and create a signature scent for their event or their brand. So I'm doing that a lot with businesses. I actually just delivered about 300 hand sanitizers to a new business yesterday. They came in, did a private little scentscape, created a scent for their business because scent and memory are so intricately linked. When you hand out a little hand sanitizer that has your logo on it, they're going to kind of connect those two. I actually have hand sanitizers in a little bucket and some cards in the back, so you guys can check those out. There's the QR code I was telling you about. And that has everything. You can book on there. You can check out my video, like I said, all that good stuff. So I guess that's it. Yeah. So what are your suggestions? I mean, I'm doing Facebook. Obviously, I'm paying for some Facebook ads. I've done a Triangle newsletter ad before. That did get me a few calls. I've done a commercial, a radio ad that was not worth money. You know, I had Dave Martin come out to the shop one time, so that was Fox, or 35, a little bit of exposure. I was the first incubator client that got me a little bit of exposure. So yeah, so I'm just kind of looking for some economical ways to kind of get my name out there.
Have you ever done Groupon?
I have not, because my prices are really great as they are, and you can't really discount through Groupon unless you raise your price, and then because it's $5 to book a class, and the minimum project is $25. So it's $30 to come in and do a project. You can't go anywhere for $30 to do a project. So it's Groupon already. You know, I mean, you can go up from there, obviously, and maybe that's a good idea for some of my bigger projects, like come in and do larger sizes. But yeah, I have looked into that.
But definitely, I've had it with another business I had, and financially, it's not the hottest situation depending on how you price it.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a lot of people
Exposure.
Because like date nights and things like that. So we definitely bring a lot of
Marjorie, you're written it down.
I would highly recommend to you Matt Guy with Pinpoint Studios. He does digital marketing. So a lot of times with the ads that you pay for, they are not personal and people just don't connect with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big waste of money sometimes.
Yeah.
So Matt Guy can help you with finding the digital marketing that people will actually connect with, and you'll get follow-up business. You'll get business reviews. Those help a lot. So I can give you his contact info if you want.
I think I actually have it. We were supposed to meet up at some point, and I just never did. So thank you for that reminder. I definitely need a professional person with that kind of stuff.
All right, we're gonna go over here, then we'll go to Candace and then Josh. Go ahead.
Yeah, so excuse me, I actually jotted down 4 ideas, but maybe you're doing them already. I don't know your store, I sit in Orlando, but, so I didn't raise my hand to answer your questions. But do you do any collaboration with local retail shops that are next door to you, where you put a finished product in their store? You do, let them sell it.
I mean, I don't have any right next to me that would do something, you know, in my direct, you know, where I am.
Oh, you don't have.
No, I know, I'm down by the, Eustis Chamber Building, so if
Okay.
anybody knows where the Chamber Building is, I'm down there, right next to the commissary kitchen.
So maybe some finished product that you could logo, or that you could put your card next to, collaborate in their store, which somebody would then pick up and buy, and then they would come to you. That doesn't cost anything, really.
Yeah.
My other idea is, you know, bridal parties, sit down and talk to wedding venues that are local nearby, and just ask them, or like the wedding guide, I don't know what that costs, but to me, that seems like it would bring a lot of ladies in, especially for the 12 size.
Yeah.
The scent thing, I'm in the hospitality space over in Orlando, and I know many management companies that want to have that same scent whenever you walk in, like you said.
Right.
You
Airbnbs, yes.
could easily talk to hotel management companies, search those, but that's it, that's not bringing them into your store, that's just.
But that's still, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
revenue, really, I'm asking revenue, you know, not necessarily just in the store, because it's more, I can do mobile, you know, I can do a Scentscape and do, you know, like I said, the hand sanitizers and stuff.
Last one, I'm sure there's a cute little local farmer's market down here, probably not real expensive, put a booth up, you're not there making, but you're there just, doing PR and brand, you know, evangelizing the company. So,
Yeah.
giving them cards, right?
I have been doing candles for 26 years, off and on. If you come to the store and you do a class, you'll hear my whole story. But yeah, that was one of the things over the years. It's like setting up that tent, lugging all your stuff, you know, so that's why the brick and mortar was like such a, oh, I don't have to do that, you know. So I've done a few, you know, off-site stuff like that, set up at markets.
Not to sell, just to do brand
Just to
recognition
do, yeah.
there, to bring them in, because it's probably a low cost way to be out and, you know,
Yeah.
meet people.
Good
Emma?
idea. Thank you.
Describe your ideal customer.
See, I knew you were gonna come. I warned him weeks and weeks. I was like,
So I know whether I can come or not. You say, vacation.
The answer is yes.
so, okay, ideal customer.
Ideal customer, the one that would come and create the most sales for you.
So anyone that likes to, you know, kind of get creative, do their own stuff, if they like candles and they like scents. I have found that a lot of men really, they don't think that they're gonna like it, you know, like it's a surprise. A surprise date night, you're going to make candles. And they're like, yay, I'm making candles. And then we start to get into it, and I have scales and beakers, and like their science brain kicks in, and they're like, I just made your next bestseller. And I'm like, so it's hard to say what my ideal customer is, you know, I mean, I can't even say ages really, I mean, because, you know, younger, 10, you know, you can bring the kids, you can bring your mom.
You don't have any food or drink, right?
I have snacks, and I do sell beer and wine.
Oh, hey, all right.
There's a wine glass in my logo. There you go. There you go.
Everybody's attention.
I mean, why don't I leave with that? So everybody's my ideal customer.
So I think tonight at 4 o'clock, we're all meeting at Melissa's. Let's go, we're gonna go to Delaney, then Brittany, then Todd, and Candace. You got something?
No, I just wanted to add that, so maybe doing like workshops and getting in, kind of like what she was saying with the hospitality industry. But, I do sit on a board in Orlando, and we have over 3,000 women members, that are entrepreneurs. And so we do workshops, we have you come in, you host, you could host it, sponsor an event, and getting your name out there to get more exposure. I think that, I don't know how much it costs you to create a candle, and if the ROI would be there for you, but I definitely think maybe doing a workshop type of idea to kind of really understand what you do and driving that back home.
Right, especially with the TEDx, you know, with the untapped power of our sense of smell, you know, all of that knowledge and stuff about scent, it makes it so much more, you're learning, it's not just, let's make a candle together, you know, yeah, so, I love it.
Before we go to Delaney, I wanted to follow up on this. My wife and I go to Disney every now and then, and they have, the whole resorts have the smell. We look forward to walking in the doors because we know the smell. And my wife asks every time, what are the smells? She's Googled it, she's tried to find it. So to your point, for Airbnbs, they will go in there kind of go, ooh, what is that?
Well,
Create that.
people come in and they're like, oh my gosh, this smells like Pirates of the Caribbean, or, you know, I mean, so that scent memory is real, you know, so yeah, you can create your own scent.
All right, so as a mom of 7 and 5 of them are boys, boys like to play with fire. Okay, so come at it from a perspective of where they are gonna get to play with fire. Granted, they're not necessarily lit there, but it's a take home. They can play with fire there. Okay, so I know that you have to play with fire. Take it or leave it. So I've been in your place, love it. If for anybody who has not walked in, I encourage you to just walk in. Just go to Crafted Scent Bar and just walk in and see what she's got going on. You don't have to take a class to enter those doors, but it'll give you a better idea. Because I'm looking at this picture, but this picture does not give you all the feels as when you walk through the door. She's got a great little ambiance there. She's got shelves of retail things that you could just purchase. There's great little gifts for other people that you can buy. She partners with a lot of people in the community to sell their things as well. It's an experience to walk in, and I encourage you to even do just that. It is literally right there, right? So highly suggest doing that. As far as the retail stuff goes, what would you say, what percentage of your sales comes from those retail things around the store, either before or after someone comes to a class?
What I'm selling on the shelves and stuff?
Like the candle warmers and all the...
15%.
Okay, 15%. Do you feel like if you could just get people in the door to purchase an item like that, that they would then see, oh, this is where you make the candles. This is where you do the things. This is a fun little space. This is what it's all about. And that would encourage them to potentially do a class of some sort?
So I was open on Wednesdays for like walk-ins for the first almost 2 years. And I just don't get the walk-by traffic down there. You know, it's really difficult to get the attention of people to walk into the store to do anything like that. You know, I am open Thursday, Friday, Saturday now from noon to 6. I do classes at noon, 3, and 6, on those days. I can do them other days, obviously, we can make appointments, but until those get filled, you know what I mean? So I'm not open.
I gotcha. Well, I'm thinking like digital marketing wise, if you could market the retail side and the people, I'm just gonna swing through and pick up that gift real quick.
Right.
Then would I be able to do that? The other thing that I wanted to ask is, have you talked to the Mod Pod?
I just did a little class for the Mod Pod the other day. I just sat up there with the kids, so yeah.
All right, we're gonna go Brittany, and then Pam, and then Todd, and Jason.
So
We're gonna get away around the room, and we're gonna head over this way.
Me right here. I'm a huge proponent of brand photography. I don't know if you've ever done anything like that. It can be expensive, but I think it's definitely worth it, and it will show everything you're doing. Second, I think that the pictures, how they met, and their phone numbers, their exchanging stuff is so freaking cute. I'm in the dating scene in here, and there's nothing to do. What if you did like a speed dating night or something like that?
I've thought of that because I'll tell people all the time, I'm like, this is the best place to bring a date, especially like for the first time. You really get to know somebody when you're like, oh, you don't like vanilla? How could you not like vanilla? It's a thing, So
Yeah, I think also the least people that are ever approached to help with marketing are salons, which is huge, and of course realtors, so I'm right here. Also, I was in the wedding industry for 15 years. If you need any help, I can point you in the right direction, tell you how to pitch it and who to talk to.
Awesome, thank you so much.
I love your product, love it. And just so you know, everybody downstairs, there is a candle burning. She does the custom ones in unique scent. It's the Lake Houston scent. It's beautiful, but it's in a nice container and it has our logo on it. So it's a nice gift to give to somebody to represent your business. Aside from that, though, Melissa, I hate saying this because your store is absolutely adorable. But you know the old saying, location, location, location.
Yeah.
And I feel like your location hurts you because you don't get that walk-in traffic. And I was like, been sitting over here thinking, okay, what could you do some more things on the outside to capture, visually, some
I
of
was
the,
thinking
what's
about
going on.
painting the windows or something.
Yeah, or bringing some tables.
I want
or-
one of those like floppy guys that's out front.
I hate those things, but like,
Nothing useless in them.
like even here, like when we did here with the plants outside or something, and just people think, hey, what's going on over there? You're down in that corner back in there, and so I don't think people, but there's a lot of people going into the chamber, and into the park there. So something visually to get people to say, what's going on over there? So bring some plants outside, some tables, even if they're not useful in what you do, but it grabs people's eyes. I think that could help you until you can find a better location. And I hate saying that because you did a beautiful build out and it obviously wasn't cheap. But her place is absolutely gorgeous. But maybe before that, you could maybe partner with some of the downtown retailers that, like, I'm just throwing out, like Magnolia Wine Garden. And they do something similar with the, events, like we did a mother-daughter thing, making flowers. Maybe you could partner with them.
Are you looking at my phone? Because I just messaged Jonathan just like a couple days ago. Yeah, I was like, hey, let's just this summer,
And we
next
have-
summer, let's do something.
Yeah, we have such great retailers downtown that I think they would love to partner. They all want to.
Oh yeah, Cozy Corner, love that.
Yeah, Cozy Corner, exactly, and she does her classes too, so maybe.
I'd actually thought about a craft crawl. Would be amazing for you.
That's
So
great.
when the craft crawl comes.
That's a great idea, something like that, partner with the businesses that are going on downtown, the new, honey shop that opened up too.
Pine smoke, yeah.
So, if you can do a honey scent candle with everybody.
Yeah.
So, just things like that to get your walk-in traffic. I think that's what you need to really help, because I think Delaney was touching on it, that when people walk in, they're like, wow. But it's how do we get them in?
It's how do I get them in, yeah.
Yeah, so do something visual outside, but there's two Pams over here and the other Pam on that one, so.
It helps to be sitting in the seat. I'll keep it real brief. All the suggestions are so fantastic and so wonderful for your business. But one of the things that, since you are mobile and you don't mind going, to think about is, we've talked a lot about scent and how people relate to that. So think about different industries and stuff that's important to the participants. For example, yoga studios and spas and different places like that, maybe where you could go in and see if they want to do like a women's night on site, that you can come in, they'll do a brief yoga class and then maybe incorporate something with your scents.
Yeah, that's a
That'll
great
go
idea.
along with
I
that.
hadn't thought about that. So
Okay,
thank you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
great idea.
Now we get to that.
So, I've got 3 ideas for you. 1, local marketing, you and I talked there. 2, you're looking right at the playground, at your front door. And I take my kids to the playground on Fridays, on Saturdays, there's parents crawling all over that playground. And all the dads kind of stand there looking around going, man, I wish I could grab a beer right here. You sell beer and wine.
Or glass of wine.
Let's do like happy hour, have your door open. And people walk in and they just get a beer and what is this place? Oh, I should bring my wife here. Like, you're just trying to get them in the door. Once they're in there, you got them hooked. That's your kind of thing. You just gotta get traffic in your door.
See, and the thing, and I had a bar set up out front of the shop during the boat races, okay? We just had the boat races here, tons of people were downtown. I barely sold any. Like, no one, like, I can be out there with beers, like, hey.
We gotta let everybody know you're open.
It's, yeah.
Just call me, I'll come stand out front and drink beer. My third idea for you,
He's gonna be your waiting guy.
That's only after a few beers.
so like my mother's group can't come in because they're too big and they won't fit and, whatever. But how hard are we on this 12, it's 12 seats, not 12 experiences, or is it?
It's 12
like
is.
fire code?
No, 12 is just how many you can do a class. I mean,
Okay,
I
so
can fit
if I wanna
20
bring
in
my
there, but
networking
not
group-
everybody's gonna be able to sit there.
Right, so if I want to bring my networking group there for an evening, we're gonna have beer, have wine, some are gonna make some things and some aren't. We can fit more than 12, we can just only do 12 things at once.
Right.
Okay, we need to play up that angle more. If we can do a networking night there, it can be more than 12.
It's a
just
small, have
convenient.
you been in there?
I poke my head in when I grab
Okay.
food next door, but.
Yeah, I mean, it it can get a little, I mean, if anybody was there for the ribbon cutting, it can get kind of full.
Well, I mean, to that
But
point.
that's a good idea.
I'm gonna come flood your place next month with 25 BNIers.
All right.
And we're gonna have a night there.
All
And
right.
we'll see if we can get them to tell their friends, and they'll tell two friends.
Well,
You know the
Melissa,
story.
you can't, use this place.
Well,
Call your mother's group.
You stole my thought.
Yeah.
I was-
So just set up with Adriana and you can use this place and you can do your happy hour and do your larger groups here.
Okay.
And just build that cost in, you know, have a partnership with somebody with a larger space.
Right.
Because if you can pack it to go, you can do a 2025.
Right, so if somebody reaches out and is like, hey, I have a space, usually I'm like, let's go to this restaurant or that restaurant or whatever, because it's all inclusive kind of thing, but yeah, this would be great, thank you.
Marty?
Yes.
I just thought about this because we were having a conversation about how your brother went and made his cents, and the mother is someone made her cents, and she keeps all of these cents, you know, she has it
Have them
written
written down.
down, and they passed away, and these cents were used for the funeral. And that is, to me, was very like, oh my God, now I want to make my cent and have my children use that at my funeral. You know, I don't know, it might be something to think about with your loved ones, you know, to memorialize their cents.
Yeah.
You know, and that would be like in whatever gathering the family has, that cent would be there.
Yeah. I'm actually,
That kind of
I'm
something
doing some
like that.
memorial candles this week.
Memorial candles or something like that, because that's really touching and that's really valuable.
Yeah, yeah, well, thank you.
I'm just curious, I just checked your website, I saw you do sell your products there. You also sell your products on Amazon?
I do not, no. I tried that years and years ago, and it was super overwhelming, and I just haven't even decided to tackle that, because that's barcodes and all kinds of things to, it was just, and plus my concept is more of you're making your own, like you're kind of making your own blends and stuff like that, so I've stayed away from, these are the scents that I like, I'm pouring a bunch of these in mass, putting them for sale, you know, because I've done that, and it's like, well, if somebody doesn't like it, then you've got all these candles sitting around, whereas now it's like, you like this scent, you make this scent, you know, and I can do that online, you know, you can pick different scents. But for Amazon, I would think that I would have to make them and then ship them to their facility, and then but it's something to put on my to-do list for sure. Yeah.
So Melissa, you talked about a little bit about your hours, like when you're open.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that posted somewhere, like the hours that you're open?
I mean, it's on Google, it's on my door, it's on my website, I think, so.
Because I've come through there a few times and I've had people with me or something, and like the doors weren't open, it was closed.
Right.
But I wanted to bring people in and, you know, didn't know what the hours were. And I think this was back when we only had open on Wednesdays at a certain time, but.
I've always been open, but again, if I didn't have a class, it was like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and just wait for.
You're the only employee.
Yeah, and so that was.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Let's go to John, and then we'll go back to Jason.
Melissa, one of the things I did not hear in your presentation is the team building. And so, you know, we had the privilege, I took my staff, it was a Christmas party, but / team building event. And after that, they're like, that's the best thing we've ever done. You know, because they had something, we got to make it, we were, you know, smelling the different scents, they got to take it, they still have it, they still talk about it. And so that could be also an area, don't forget, is the business team building to promote, maybe having a pricing list of, you know, up to this many, and you get this many cents, and then you can come out to do that if it's a larger format. We were, you know, my staff was small enough, we could come to the facility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then we got there and found beer and wine, and that got even better. You know? But that might be something to think about, to broaden that thinking.
Mm-hmm. Team building.
We're gonna work our way up this way. Jason, then Brittany.
Jason deferred to me. So. All right, Melissa, I think I've learned enough. I'm going to try to describe your ideal customer for you, okay? This is a person who knows nothing about scents that you need to draw into your store and educate, right? Why don't you do wine tastings? We got the largest winery in the state of Florida, about 10, 20 miles away. That draws people in.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. And that's the wine I have, so, Lake Ridge.
Okay, real quick, I wanted to follow up with what Margaret said. So I do corporate events and leadership development, and then I break them down into groups and work them in teams. All the time, I will cycle them out for an event outside of the corporate conference room. The response is much better. What is your minimum to turn the key for me to bring people in? Could I bring 3 to 6? Do I need to have 18? How do you package that? And I got another question after, go ahead.
On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can book, if you book it for one person at noon, I'm gonna do one person at noon, because I'm gonna be there on those Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. So if you wanted to come in on a Monday or Tuesday and bring 3 people, I would probably do it for you, because I'm like that, you know, but I would prefer at least 6 on a day that's not on the schedule. Does that make sense?
Sure,
But yeah.
we can make the scheduling work. I like the idea of intentionally putting people around something they have to do together, they have to communicate. Now, you're conducting how to build the candle. Is there space there for me to work in some things along beside you as they're doing that with what I'm doing back at the corporate office?
Absolutely, because once you pour the candle, then you kind of have to wait for the candle to set up. So it's perfect for if anybody's doing a presentation, you know, we do our product, you know, do the candle, and while it's setting up and hardening and turning into a candle, somebody can be speaking, kind of going over, you know, so it can be both.
And so you have your price packaging online, or is that something once we connect, we talk about?
Yeah, we would do it, because it's so individual.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's go to Monty if we can. Let's try to keep, we got about 2 minutes left, kind of keep it to the point. We'll go Monty, Brittany, and we got a couple over here, and we'll finish up, and then you can talk to Melissa afterwards. Monty.
Okay, hopefully this doesn't go for 2 minutes. Melissa, you're great. I was there at your TEDx talk. I wish I was your coach, because you probably would have been easier than the one I had. But it seems to me like your setup is kind of like a brewery vibe mixed with painting with a twist. So would I be wrong to say that you have a bigger profit margin if you were to wholesale more candles instead of selling your recipe out and having to rent out your space, essentially is what you're doing? I like the model, and I like the culture and community that you're focused on as far as providing quality of life, and I don't want you to stop doing that. But as far as a business model, if you've already had it figured out to vertically integrate and sell that product out, wouldn't it be more beneficial for you to get in with like a wholesale merchandiser broker that can get you into Whole Foods, that can get you into licensing out with New York or Yankee Candle or whatever it is, or can get you into Universal Studios, or
Then I need a manufacturing facility.
So, yeah,
You know,
I was-
I mean, I can manufacture, you know, I mean, I just did 160 candles, car diffusers, and hand sanitizers for Mount Dora Christian Academy. So I can manufacture on those other days that I'm not open for classes, you know, but that would take, you know, for a big thing like that, yeah.
how unique is your process in your field? Like, when you spoke at the TEDx, I felt like you had the best candle ever, and that you were doing it right. It was healthy, because I don't think the education is there that actually smelling the mainstream candles is probably bad for you, right?
Can be, yeah.
So, but yours aren't. So,
The sensor, they don't have that chemical in them, yeah.
right. So I think maybe finding the niche, finding, sending it to California or whatever, I think you have a unique new wave, a new clientele that people are more health conscious now, like finding those type of health food stores or whatever. Just I think it'd be more lucrative for you to find niche and wholesale instead of you constantly having to teach people your secret sauce and be more of a host when truly you have an excellent product.
I want to do both, because originally the whole intent was community, building community, getting people out of the house, connecting people, me connecting with them connecting with each other, the whole, that's my biggest.
So don't lose that, please.
No, I do want to be supplementing with some, you know, because I do wholesale, you know, so I have other, you know, shops, like there's one that's coming up in Sumter County. They came in, they created 5 cents. They're putting them in their own jars, they're labeling them, you know, and selling them. So I've started doing some of that, so.
Okay, and even outsourcing that would probably be beneficial. People that only
Can't
focus.
imagine if somebody else pouring the candles.
Well, yeah, that, and not only that, but getting those meetings into those places where they're already selling other widgets.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we're gonna go Rue, Jeremy, Wendy's gonna finish it up. Everybody else, we'll say it again, please stay and talk to Melissa, because I know we've got a lot more suggestions, but we want to respect time. So Rue.
Hey, my name is Brew. I'm the owner of the Detail Crew. One of the things that I do is detailing. So I was thinking if there was something that we could work out where we could make some different card scents, and when I'm done with the detail, I put it in there and I leave your card. I think that would work great because I'm always looking for something more I can do. Just
I
to
got
kind
a
of go
really
above and
good
beyond.
leather, I mean, being cotton,
Yeah,
make
new
it fresh.
card,
and-
like a fresh smell, something unique, and then I leave the card there, and then, you know, and that's
We
probably
can
your
send
ideal
it and
customer
put
too.
that like they do.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, I'll come by and try to make some sense.
I love it, thank you.
Jeremy.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
So just to kind of piggyback off of the target clients a little bit, if you're serving both business to consumer and business to business, and those are very distinct clients with different marketing strategies. And when you asked your question, you asked about reaching new people economically. So the more you can hone in and focus on, you know, if you're looking at business to business as your primary driver, that's where you make more revenue. And honing in that message for the clients you like to work with and pinpoint that, you're gonna lower your cost of marketing and increase your conversion rates. And I kinda liken it to if you send out a postcard campaign, you have 5,000 postcards. If you send it to everybody in 32757, you're probably, 80% of them are gonna be wasted on people that have no interest in doing what you're selling. But if you really target that into a demographic profile, you're gonna get a higher returns on your investment. So really encourage kind of piggyback off that, really identify who is it that you like to work with. Not that you won't work with other people, but you're gonna target your message and your dollars towards who you want to work with, who's profitable and make you happy.
Thank you.
All right, Wendy, finish us up.
Sure, so Al had to leave, but his comment was a survey of the people who are there, so you could better target, understand the demographic target. So the final question, what as we as a community can do for you?
Well, I mean, you've done it just by, you know, your feedback, I appreciate that. Just tell people, you know, go to my website, go to my Facebook, like it, share it, comment, you know, and come and book a class. That's what you can do, come book a class with me.
All right, I know we had still 3, 4, 5 more comments and suggestions for Melissa, so please stay around, have coffee, and have some extra goodies. Stay, because I know people want to talk to you, but we want to respect everybody's time. So we are down to our community announcements, but let's thank Melissa for taking the time to do that. If you would, too, grab a card so we can get our presenter or our giveaway. Community announcements, who's got it? Who wants to start?
Just another reminder, Lake West, our scavenger hunt by boat on the Bear Lakes is next Saturday. It's $40 per vessel. All proceeds go to Lake Cares. We have a Facebook website, Lake West. You can get on there and find where we've hidden little gators around town and some of your small businesses where people come in and find them.
Ready?
If you want free lunch, come join us today, 11:31 in Groveland. SBDC lead and myself are giving the presentation. It's at the Prayer Building in Groveland, so 11:30 to 1. Free lunch.
Margaret.
Next Tuesday, May 28th, we are having young professionals, 6 p.m. in the same space. There's people will be Jared, and I invite you all to come. We'll have a great time.
Straight and to the point, I like it. John.
Everyone that was in the fast track class that just finished yesterday, stand up for me. I gotta tell you, this is a free class. 10 weeks takes you from concept to business plan. There's probably 300 pages of great information in there. And last night we gave a couple of awards. This young lady standing beside me was a perfect attender. She was there for all 10 weeks. And that fine gentleman in the yellow jacket put in the most number of hours. So if you have it, it'll be South Lake, 3rd quarter, North Lake here, 4th quarter. It's well worth it to you. And in closing, I'm going to give you a little quote. Margaret, what did we talk about yesterday afternoon in the class? Metrics. Metrics. This is a quote from a guy that you might know, Albert Einstein. Many of the things that you count don't count. Many of the things that you can't count really do count. Think about it.
All right, any last announcements? Roxy is our winner today. So before we close, first timers, now you know what it's about. 2 things we ask, and if you've been here before, 2 things we ask. Bring a friend, tell them about us. We want to pack this out every single week. We want to continue to grow. I think we're already the best one in Central Florida, all of Florida, but I'm a little biased. If you know somebody that's ready to present, bring them first. I always suggest, I think it's better to come, Danny, great opportunity just for you to see what this is about. If you're interested in presenting, see what it's about, then sign up to present. But if you know somebody that would be interested in presenting or attending, bring them with us. If they can't make it, have them watch on Facebook. And last but not least, I noticed, Juan, are you still here?
He's still here.
Juan shows up for the picture, so it is picture time, so thank everybody, we'll see you next week.
Picture time, let's go. Make sure you take a full shot of blood. Particularly those shoes. Yeah.